For years, fans have been asking for some kind of return to the original Teen Titans. After the series ended with a cliffhanger that was never truly resolved, it was hard to feel satisfied with the ending of that story. What especially angered fans was Teen Titans Go, which followed the same characters except in a chibi comedy format. You know how all that goes, and fast forward to the theatrical movie from 2018, and there was a special post-credit scene that hinted at something incredible.
Almost got it.
Hurry! There is not much time!
They need to know we're still here.
Booyah! We're transmitting!
This is the Teen Titans. Can anyone hear us? We think we found a way back.
Oh my god. The original Robin and his team are here to let viewers know that they still exist, while at the same time revealing that they found a way back. Now, because this scene happened at the very end of Teen Titans Go to the movies, there weren't many details on what it actually meant. We just knew that the classic characters would make a return in some way. And well, here we are. Teen Titans Go vs Teen Titans, the direct-to-DVD movie, which is available right now on digital. There's been quite a few references to the original series, but nothing as huge as this. Now that the movie is finally out to the public, let's talk about it and see if it turned out amazing or awful. And most importantly, if it was worth the long wait. For those going into this with low expectations, you'd probably be surprised right out of the gate. The movie's opening animation is insanely cool, with this minimalist design of the Titans fighting alongside each other and all using their own abilities. Although the opening doesn't last long, it's enough to set the tone for how the rest of the movie is going to play out. More specifically, it tells viewers that this will showcase the original Titans exactly as you know them, which is nice. But what's the story of Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans? Despite the name, it's not entirely about the two teams fighting with each other about who's better. We do get a lot of awesome jokes and battles between them, but the main spotlight is surprisingly on Raven. Her diamond starts to crack, which means her demon side is in danger of leaving her body and transferring to Trigon, her evil dad. What exactly does this mean? Well, it sets the stage for the two Titan groups to team up and fight alongside each other against a common evil. Okay, that storyline isn't unique by any means, but the alternate universe Titans have such cool relationships with each other. It's fun to see who's friendly with who and who's not. When Teen Titans Go is involved, you're signing up for a bunch of random equals funny jokes that could potentially bring the story down and make everything less entertaining, but I didn't notice it too much here. Like, yeah, there were some really dumb ones that had no connection to the plot, but the original Titans were here to balance it out, and that made it a bit more fun. You see this happen constantly with the jokes being thrown around about how the original show was a lot better, and that these new guys are just mean-spirited, childish Titans. It can get a little repetitive appearing throughout the movie, but I still enjoyed where they went with it. One thing I loved about Teen Titans Go vs Teen Titans is the portrayal of the OG Titans. It really did feel like they came straight out of 2003, and their serious personalities were a breath of fresh air from the constant energetic ones we've gotten used to over the past few years. Also, some of the fights in this movie were actually incredible, especially the final one. I won't say much so you can go in without a ton of spoilers, but just know it becomes one of the hypest superhero team-ups. The movie had a lot of strengths, but nothing is perfect. The first 15 minutes or so felt slow with not a whole lot of progress being made in terms of story, but that's not a huge problem, I guess, when you realize that everything after that is action after action. Also, I wasn't a big fan of the Santa stuff because that felt a bit too random, and it kinda dragged on to make the middle of the movie feel much longer than it actually was. By the way, can we talk about how the OG Titans were animated? It definitely doesn't feel the exact same as you remember. If the crew had adopted the exact style from the early to mid 2000s, then it would have been a lot better. Overall, taking into account both the positive and negative aspects to Teen Titans Go vs Teen Titans, is it amazing or awful? Honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this movie is amazing. It's the highly anticipated return of the original Titans, and they get a ton of screen time too. Aside from the slow beginning, the movie is relatively fast-paced and ends off with an incredible final fight. If you're a fan of even just one of the incarnations of Teen Titans, you're probably still gonna have a fun time watching this. But then again, you might ask me if this is worth the wait of 13 years, which is when the series ended, and no, it definitely wasn't. The series ending cliffhanger still goes down as unresolved, and last year we were promised a season 6 by some of the voice actors. In order to close the book of Teen Titans, we really do need a season 6 with the original characters. That being said, this movie is still fun, and it's a nice way to quench some of that demand for the OGs, just don't expect it to be worth the wait of 13 years. But either way, I highly recommend checking this out. You're gonna be surprised just like I was. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.